me tonight. This is the 49th year. The Los Angeles John Ferraro chapter is one of the oldest chapters of the National Football Foundation. Tonight we honor the largest group of athletes that we have ever honored, and you honor us with your presence here tonight. We're going to depart from the program just a little bit that you have in your booklets, because I want to make a point of introducing our guest speaker early in the program. You know, as a head football coach, there is never a time when you're not busy. There are a few times when you are a little less busy, and right now, and there's a little lull right before spring practice begins. Coach Jim Mora, while he works in Los Angeles, still has his family and his home, for the time being, in Seattle. So he has delayed his departure and seeing his family in order to address you all and the scholar athletes here tonight. And for that, Coach, I can tell you we're deeply appreciative, all of us in the chapter, for your willingness to do that. Coach Mora was born here in Los Angeles. He walked on at the University of Washington as a defensive player and ended up participating in 2 Rose Bowls. Following a year as a graduate assistant, he commenced what was then a 25-year career in the National Football League as a coach, later on as a defensive coordinator, and ultimately as a head football coach for the Atlanta Falcons and the Seattle Seahawks. Notably, it was during his run at Atlanta that he guided the Falcons to the NFC Championship game. But after Jim has also spent time off the field and in the booth. Any of us who listen to the NFL may recognize his voice as being a color analyst, not only for the NFL Network, but also for Fox Sports. In spite of that fairly long involved history in the NFL, he shares something really with all of you gentlemen behind me. The fellows behind me, Vegas August, will set foot for the first time, really, in college as a college student. Coach Mora, for the first time this September, will set foot on the field of the Rose Bowl as a college head coach for the first time. And he brings to this not only those years of professional experience, but a great insight into his work, into the coaching abilities, and into his insight into people. But it's not just the professional accomplishments by which Jim honors us here tonight. Again, he shares with the gentleman behind us a real sense of community. All of us know that none of the boys, young men rather, tonight would be here without having accomplished not only excellent work in the classroom and on the football field, but in their community as well. And so has Coach Mora, as evidenced by the Jim Mora Count on Me Family Football Foundation, which he started in 2005 with his wife Shannon, directed to help at-risk youth, those who particularly are physically or developmentally delayed or suffer economic hardships. And the whole goal of that foundation is to help those young people realize their potential and realize their dreams, something that we wish for all of us, certainly the people behind us and all of us as well. So UCLA finds itself with now a head coach who brings to his job, who brings to that profession a sense of leadership and dignity, a sense of discipline, of a keen insight into people, and a real sense of humanity. UCLA is, I think, most fortunate to have Coach Mora for a number of years. We're most fortunate to have him for this evening. The head football coach of UCLA, Jim Mora.
Quite an introduction. Thank you very much. I want to say how honored I am to be here tonight to share this special evening with you as we celebrate the accomplishments of these fine scholar athletes standing behind me. I want to start by saying congratulations to the families, to the coaches, to the parents of these special young men for the part you have served in their accomplishments. These young men are being recognized here tonight because of the tremendous love, support, guidance, structure, motivation, and sacrifice that you all have provided for them. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to turn around and talk to these guys for a little bit. I wasn't sure of the setup, but this speech is aimed at you young men, so forgive me. To you 75 scholar athletes being honored here tonight, this night is for you, but it's not all about you. Out in the audience here are some people that have played very important roles in your lives and gotten to you where you're here tonight. Now, we're here to honor the success that you've earned, the sacrifices that you have made, the integrity that you have demonstrated, and the commitment that you have embraced as scholar athletes. You're being honored because of your tremendous accomplishments both on and off the field. Now, I want you to remember always to honor those that have supported you along the way, and that's your support team out here. They do what they do because they love you, they care about your future, and they believe in you. So now, tonight, before you leave this room, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask you to find your mother, or your grandmother if she's here, or your sister, and I want you to give her a hug, I want you to give her a kiss on the cheek, and I want you to tell her thank you and I love you. And I want you to find your father, or your grandfather, or your brother, or your uncle, whoever's here in support of you tonight. I want you to shake their hand. I want you to look them directly in the eye. I want you to tell them thank you. I love you. I appreciate the support. Will you do that for me tonight? Great. You young men are leaders. You're leaders today, and you'll be leaders in the future. Now, to be a leader, that demands an ego. And in order to do the things that you do, to get out in front and perform the way that you do on the field and in the classroom, it demands an ego, a firm belief in yourself and a firm belief in your abilities. To be great, you must have an ego. But as a leader, it is oh, we have a phone violation by the president. My goodness. That would cost you now. A 5 a.m. run. 5 a.m. roll call for you Monday morning. My goodness. But anyway, to be great, you must have an ego. That ego propels you to greatness. But it's important as a leader, it's critical as a leader, that you understand the importance of we over me. It's okay to have an ego, as long as you can keep that ego in check. And the we overrides the me. Now, I was fortunate to coach a very fine athlete, a great performer, a man named Mike Vick, who I'm very, very close to, and you all know the struggles that Mike's gone through in his life. But there's a telling story about Mike and his commitment to his football team that can be told in the story of my first game with him. As I was the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, we went into San Francisco. We beat the San Francisco 49ers on their home turf. It was my first win as a National Football League head football coach. We go into the locker room after the game, and Mike calls the team up, and he has the game ball, and he's preparing to present this game ball, I assume, to me, because he wants me to stand next to him. And he's talking about the game, and he's talking about the team, and at one point he holds the ball up, and he says, you know who the best player on our team is? Well, I don't know Mike that well at that point. I'm thinking that he might just say, it's me, Mike Vick. I'm the best player on the team. Okay, but he didn't. He said, the best player on our team is our team. We're at our best when we bond together and we play together. We're better as one than we ever are as individuals. And so that stayed with me, and that's a mantra for the teams that I've been involved with. The best player on our team is our team, and as a leader, it's okay to have an ego, but never forget that we is more important than me, okay? I believe it is important as you men move forward in life and leave this cocoon of high school behind as you enter into adulthood, that you understand that your options are going to begin to multiply. You'll gain independence, and you'll become more and more reliant on your own decision-making process. You'll always have your support system, but you'll become more dependent on your own ability to make the right choices in life. A few things to always remember. Understand this, that the decisions that we make determine the people we become. So think twice and act once. I heard a chuckle back there. Think about how the decisions that you make, okay, will influence the person that you become. Be certain that they absolutely, positively will, either for the better or for the worse. Number two, never, ever, ever compromise your standard, what you stand for. Don't be influenced by your peers that don't live by the same standards that you men live by. And number three, you're always being evaluated. You're always being evaluated. Everything you do is a job interview from here on out. So stop and think, how do I want to be perceived? Yet in saying that, how do I want to be perceived? I want you to remember what John Wooden said. John Wooden said this, be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are. Okay, in sports, people are evaluated in many ways. Okay, we all can recognize your physical talent. We all see height, weight, and speed, and the ability to jump far and jump high and hit hard and catch the ball and change direction and things like that. We can all recognize obvious talent. All right? There's certain measurables and physical criteria that we look for in an athlete. But we also talk about the intangibles, the things that make somebody truly special, the things that make somebody great, the thing that separates the people from the rest. For all the teams that I've been associated with, we evaluate a player for membership into our team, and we put them through a filter. At UCLA, we call it the Bruin filter. So while we recognize the physical attributes that our players have, we're also very concerned about the intangibles that they're going to bring to our football team. And there's 5 things that we're going to evaluate athletes on. And the first thing is football character. And since we're talking in a football room here, football character. The passion that you have for the game that you play. Are you dying to play that game? Are you willing to make the sacrifices necessary to be great? Do you have to have it in your life? Those are the kind of men that we want in our program. Those are the kind of men that I want on my football team. The second thing is competitive greatness. And this is once again a John Woodenism. We're looking for young men that are at their best when their best is required. That the tougher it gets, the better they perform. That embrace that challenge. We're looking for young men with extreme toughness. Physical toughness, mental toughness, emotional toughness. That love it when they're in the middle of a good fight, that relish those moments of toughness, where they can reveal their true character. We're looking for accountability, people that we can count on, that are accountable to themselves, that are accountable to their teammates, that are accountable to their team, that are accountable to their families. And we're looking for men with a team ego, and we talked about ego, okay? It's fine to have an ego, all right? But your own individual ego must be subservient to the ego of the team for you to be great. Now, these are just not characteristics that you're going to be evaluated on in the football field, but as you go forward in life, these are characteristics that you're going to be evaluated in any profession that you may choose. As you move into college, your teachers or your coaches, they're going to evaluate you on these intangibles, these characteristics. As you move through college into your next profession, every day you're going to be evaluated on these intangibles, these characteristics. So they're important, okay? These are the things that future employees will be looking for. All right? They want to know if you have a passion to be great at what you're doing, or if you're just in it because you're trying to get by. People are looking for people with passion. People that want to be the best, that want to be great, that are willing to sacrifice to reach the goals that they've set for themselves. People are looking for young men that embody competitive greatness. People are looking for people that are tough. I'm not talking about sports here necessarily. We're talking about life. Life's tough. Life's going to throw you some curveballs. There's going to be some speed bumps. There's going to be some adversity. And that adversity is going to reveal who you are. And people are looking for men that are tough, that can overcome, that embrace that adversity. People are looking for men they can count on when things get tough or when things don't get tough. When they say they're going to be somewhere, they're there. When they say they're going to do something, they do it. That they're 100% accountable to themselves and the people that they serve. And people are always looking for people that embrace the concept of team. Team doesn't have to be a football team. Team will be an organization that one day you work for. Team might be a business that one day that you own, that you employ people. So I implore you to think about those 5 characteristics. Your football character, your competitive greatness, your toughness, your accountability, and your team ego. To be great demands extra. You've got to do more than everybody else does. And up to this point in your lives, you've done the extra. That's why you're sitting here tonight. That's one of the reasons you're sitting here tonight. But as you move forward, the demands will increase, and your standard must be raised as those demands increase. To be great demands a champion's mentality. To be great demands a full commitment. To be great demands accountability. Champions, all right? Champions carry themselves like champions. They make the championship decisions. They practice like champions, and they train after practice like champions. Players must understand it has to be a daily process being a champion. You can't pick and choose when you want to be a champion. You can't pick and choose when you want to be great. You've got to do it now. You've got to do it tomorrow. You've got to do it the day after that. You have to do it every single day of your life. Talk about commitment. People are looking for people that are fully committed, all in, okay? You're looking for a person that will do whatever is needed whenever it is needed. They will live the team's core covenants with a full heart. They don't care if it requires extra effort, time, energy, or personal sacrifice. They will pay the price. They don't need to talk about it as it demonstrated in their daily actions. They will not only do it, they will embrace it. They go all out all the time. They are all in. They are committed. These people are the foundation of which great cultures are built. And then accountability. Let's talk about what accountability is. It's a quality or state of being accountable, an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's action. It is credibility that matters, and credibility that provides the foundation of leadership. Credible leaders act with character and integrity. They earn and maintain credibility when they hold themselves accountable while behaving in ways consistent with the values of accountability. To view their leader as being credible, and you men are all leaders, people need to know that the people expected to lead them, you men, will accept responsibility and account for their actions, claiming ownership for results produced as a result of their involvement, regardless of success or failure. You guys have a special opportunity in life, so don't ever stop growing. Whatever path you may take, whatever endeavor you undertake, for the rest of your life, you'll have many opportunities to deepen your knowledge, often by engaging with people who are different than you. Use those opportunities. Never stop being curious about the world. Never stop learning. Hold tightly to a never-ending quest for knowledge, a quest for understanding, tolerance, and diversity. Your leaders, keep doing what got you here tonight. Today, more than ever, the world needs your guys' gifts. We need your leadership. We need your values. We need your integrity. We need your willingness to explore and to expand. The world needs your confident conviction when certainty is called for, and it needs your confident skepticism when new insights are called for. Men, set a standard for yourselves. Find a place that people align with your standards, own your standard, and never, ever, ever compromise your standard. You have my best wishes, and you have my sincere congratulations. Thanks for having me here tonight, and good luck.